This is Mr. Sal again. What should I say to greet you? Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening? Anyway, it depends on the time you're on the platform for this lesson. Have you ever heard about Transcendentalism? I don't think so, but anyway, it doesn't matter because this chapter will deal with Transcendentalism. And to organize the lesson, we have divided it into two main sections. Section A will deal with the general considerations of Transcendentalism. Section B will talk about the main beliefs of the movement. Transcendentalism marked the trend of ideas in the US from 1840 to 1855. It was a literary movement with a strong dose of philosophy and religion. The movement was animated by young intellectuals like Ralph Waldo Emerson, Henry David Thoreau, and Margaret Fuller, etc. There are other names you will find in the lesson. The advocates of Transcendentalism published essays, poetry, journals like The Dial, and they formed social experiments like Book Farm. For Transcendentalists, true knowledge comes from intuitions, which is determined by our five senses. They viewed nature as the concrete symbol of God they called the Oversoul. Contrary to Calvinism, which believed in the innate depravity of man, Transcendentalism considered man as an innocent creature made of divine particles. Transcendentalism emphasized man's need for spiritual living. Transcendentalists considered man's relationship to God to be a personal matter that does not need the intermediation of a religious leader. Ralph Waldo Emerson and Henry David Thoreau mainly advocated self-trust and self-reliance, which means having confidence in yourself. In consequence, they preach a complete break with tradition and customs, whether social or family. Emerson and his disciple Thoreau strongly believed in the values of democracy and individualism. This means that Transcendentalists encouraged social reforms, justice, freedom for all. So they supported women's rights, abolition of slavery, and education. Transcendentalists opposed government, organized religions, laws, social institutions, industrialization, and civilization. So why did Transcendentalists reject any organized form of life, modernity, and development? It's just because for them, government, organized religions, social institutions, and civilization had a corruptive power on mankind. In general, Transcendentalists showed in their ideas and attitudes that they had an optimistic faith that all life would be so happy, so beautiful, marked with success and happiness. Why such diluted optimism? Because it was a time of the westward expansion. The US as a nation was enthusiastic and full of energy. It was a time when Americans looked forward and moved forward into Western lands. It was a time of futurity and optimism. In that atmosphere, Transcendentalists believed that humans were full of resources, that they could give them power to transcend all kinds of limits and reach unimaginable dimensions. In general, Transcendentalism has an everlasting influence on the American mind. It contributed to the rise of the genuine American literature. It helped develop the spirit of freedom and individualism. It mainly favored belief in self-reliance, optimism, which are the strongest characteristics of American identity. If you want more information about Transcendentalism, watch the video, visit the sites provided in the lesson, discuss with your tutor and classmates on the forum. Good luck. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.